What's crack-a-lackin'? Welcome in to My Mind is a Weapon Fantasy Football Show.
Welcome into episode 85, everybody. I am your host, SleezBall. Today's episode is going to be my quarterback ranking tiers heading into week 6. I will do every single quarterback. If you guys want to check out my waiver wire top 10 plus some bonus players and my defense and kicker top 10 each, those videos are out before. Before we dive into it, guys, make sure you smash that like, make sure you smash that subscription button, turn that bell on. I will be live this entire week, guys, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, helping you guys with anything you need fantasy football. If you cannot make any of the live videos, of course, drop any questions, comments you have. Does not have to pertain to this video. I try to answer them all to help you win your weekly matchup and get you that ultimate goal of a championship, guys. And let's dive into my quarterback rankings. All right, guys, so if you're new to the channel, this is my QB board for week 6 here. You have the ball list here at the top, the must-start quarterbacks don't even think about. Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3, Tier 4, Tier 5. And at the bottom here, you're going to see the 4 teams on a bye on the right. So you have Mahomes, Stafford, Sam Darnold, and Tyler Huntley, if that even matters, out. So make sure they're not in your lineups at all this week. And then over here to the side, you have injuries and players that have now lost their jobs. So Bryce Young, Jacoby Brissett, looks like we'll see Drake May for the first time. Russell Wilson, it looks like Justin Fields is expecting to start here again in week 6. And Tua, if you watch my waiver wire video, is someone that if they're on your wire, you should be looking to pick up here because he looks like he's coming back week 8, and they got a win that may have saved their season last week against the Patriots. Now, so heading into tier 1 here, the baller tier, Lamar Jackson gets the Washington Commanders. So we're going to do both of them. They're my 1 and 2. This is going to be a massive shootout game here. You just saw the Bengals go 41-38 with the Ravens in overtime. You've seen the Commanders scoring at will. The Commanders defense is the worst versus the wide receiver. The Ravens are giving up the most pass yards as a defense. And if I look at quarterbacks right here, it gets even better. The Baltimore Ravens ranked 29th versus the quarterback, giving up 20 points a game. And the Washington Commanders ranked 25th, giving up 18.5 per game. And it's crazy that the Baltimore Ravens defense is so good versus the run and so bad versus the pass. And the Commanders defense is just bad all around besides stopping the tight end. This is going to be a game where I like most props in this game. I'm taking the over in this game. Everything. This is going to be a massive shootout game, just like the Bengals game last week. And I cannot wait to see it. I have Lamar at 1. And Jaden at 2. Heading into number 3 here, guys, smoking Joe Burrow. Absolutely lit up the Ravens last week. You saw Jamar Chase go off. Jamar Chase, man, he was my wide receiver 1 on the season, and you're catching it, seeing it why right now. And there looks to be some T. Higgins trade rumors. So a little interesting there. I'll get to that in my wide receiver video. But they get the New York Giants. The New York Giants are not, somehow they played a good defense for Seattle last week at Seattle, which was interesting to me. But versus the quarterback, they ranked 17th, giving up 17 points a game. They ranked 21st in the red zone, and they give up 227 yards passing the game. This is going to be an absolute smash game for Joe Burrow here. Number 4, fresh off the bye, Jalen Hurts gets the Cleveland Browns. Now, you would think that the Cleveland Browns are this great defense because I had them ranked as the number 1 defense coming in, and it is just not happening. Their offensive line cannot hold up. Their defense is always on the field. Deshaun Watson looks terrible. But in all of this and all the turmoil that's happened, they're still ranked 9th versus the quarterback, giving up 14 points a game. They only allow 200 yards passing a game as well. But now you got Jalen Hurts with Devonta Smith and A.J. Brown back this week, and they got to worry about Saquon Barkley. I absolutely love Jalen as a top 5 quarterback this week. By number 4. Number 5, guys, Jordan Love. This guy is just going to give you 20 points a week. And if you look at his upcoming schedule, guys, like if you can go buy low, if possible, I don't even know what you call it, a buy low, kind of buy, overpay for it. I mean, they get the Arizona Cardinals, the Houston Texans, the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Detroit Lions. Those are 4, it sounds like they're playoff teams, but those are 4 very bad pass defenses. Jordan Love is about to light it up. I mean, this week he's going to get the Arizona Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals currently versus the quarterback position ranked 23rd, giving up 18 points a game. In the red zone, they rank 29th. They can't stop, or 31st. They can't stop anybody in the red zone, and they give up 224 pass yards a game. This is going to be an electrifying Jordan Love game at Green Bay. He's going to smash the Arizona Cardinals this week. He's a smash start of mine as well. Number 6, the Detroit Lions here get Dak Prescott, and this is going to be one of those games where it's like if you watched, Monday Night Football here. Sunday Night Football, the Steelers and the Cowboys. It was just a Dak air attack ball out game, but just the interceptions. You faced one of the top defenses in the Pittsburgh Steelers, so it kind of ruined his fantasy day. He still ended up with 18 points, but now you get the Detroit Lions, who allowed the most pass yards to the wide receiver position. The Detroit Lions versus the quarterback on the season are ranked 21st, giving up 17.5. They also rank 5th in the red zone. They stingy up in the red zone, but they give up 276 pass yards a game. I mean, they're a run-stopping defense, not a pass-stopping defense. Jalen Tolbert looks like he's breaking out as well. I'll get to that in my wide receiver video. But Dak Prescott is going to be an absolute tier 1 or baller tier smash play for me this week. Heading down to tier 1, quarterback number 7 on my list is falling, man, is Josh Allen. And I can't even explain the last game he just played. Like, I know he got a concussion late against the Texans. The Texans is a weak pasty. It could be that Khalil Shakir, maybe the glue to the team that's not out there, or however you want to put it. I don't really buy into that with Josh Allen. He can backpack a team by himself. The struggles are just there right now. And now you get the New York Jets on Monday Night Football. This is going to be a tough matchup. We don't know if Sauce is going to be out there. DJ Reed will be out there. Their pass defense is very good. And the New York Jets are number 2 versus the QB, guys. Only giving up 7.9 points a game. Look what happened to Sam Darnold last week. He had 4.6 points. Very, very rough. And they only allow 161 pass yards a game. But again, if Sauce isn't out there, that'd be huge. And I expect Josh Allen to start running more. I know he got the concussion, so it's something you have to worry about as well as watch the weekly reports. They put him back in the game, and there was like smelling salt reports of he could have got concussed again and all the weird stuff. So make sure you're paying attention to Josh Allen. But I have him out of my baller tier, which is crazy for me with Josh Allen because I really don't ever keep him out of there. Number 8 is going to be Kyler Murray. God, I was at the 49er game, man. It really hurt to watch him beat my Niners. Now you go at Green Bay. The Green Bay Packers are middle tier versus the quarterback. They rank 12th, giving up 15 points a game. You have them giving up as well 255 pass yards, though. So they stingy up in the red zone, but they let you pass all over them. And you're going to have probably Marvin on Jair, which is going to be a little tougher for him. I see this more as a Trey McBride game here, but Kyler Murray's rushing upside. He's always going to be a top 10 quarterback for me. Number 9, C.J. Stroud. I mean, this could go two ways here. You get the New England Patriots, who are going to probably have Drake May in his first start. Could be a nightmare game for the Patriots. But you also have Nico Collins out here. We don't know if Joe Mixon's going to be back yet either. So this could, if Joe Mixon's out there, this could be a full Joe Mixon game if they take the lead, pound the run, or Dameon Pierce or Cam Akers, however it works. And the Texans have been winning games without him either way. And you have Nico Collins out. So, if they score early, say they get up really early, like 20-0, could be a really low Stroud, could be a run out game, which I'm afraid of. I don't see the Patriots keeping up, scoring many points. So I still have CJ in my top 10, but it's like a tempered top 10 because it could, it could be one of those ugly games where it just gets away and it's a run game. Number 10, what I've been talking about all year long. The Falcons are starting to click, guys. They have played 5 contenders out the gate. Their schedule is about to get easy, and you just saw Kirk Cousins pass for 500 yards. Yes, 500 yards. Now you get the Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers are terrible. Look what just happened with Caleb Williams. He just popped off. Carolina Panthers ranked 27th, giving up 20 points a game to the quarterback position. They give up 232 pass yards a game. And they're going to get torched, man. Kyle Pitts is going to eat. Drake London's going to eat. Bijan's going to eat. Tyler Algier may even eat in this game. It's getting really ugly for the Panthers. I know that Andy Dalton came in. I said he would change the offense, a little bit there. But it's not going to work against good teams like this. And the Falcons are ready to hit their run here. And they're going to be a really scary team this season. Number 11, Caleb Williams. Like I just said, came off his big game. I'm going to put him higher in my rankings than most here. So he played great last week, right? Got the Carolina Panthers. That's everyone's get-right game. I know that. Now you get the Jacksonville Jaguars. Who was quarterback 1 last week? That'd be Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco shredded them. Now you're going to get Caleb Williams, who's finding a little rhythm. He's going to get a home game at Soldier Field versus the Jacksonville Jaguars defense guys who rank 32nd versus the quarterback. Dead last on the season. They allow 23.1 points per game. Caleb Williams is an absolute smash play this week. And guys, they give up 300 yards in the air a game. I like all Bears in this game. DJ Moore, Keenan Allen for a bounce back game. I'll get to all those. DeAndre Swift, all of them. This is an absolute smash play here for the Bears this week. Number 12, Brock Purdy, man. He played good last week. He did. We fumbled. We lost our kicker. I say that because I'm a Niner fan. It was one of those games that just got away. We've lost 2 of those games that have got away. We're up double digits. Now you get the Seattle Seahawks at Seattle, who are reeling. They just lost to the Giants. And the Seattle Seahawks rank 15th versus the quarterback, giving up 16 points. And they also give up 204 pass yards a game. And you saw Ayuk start to click. Debo had kind of a down game. Jordan Mason fumbled. Kittle is still the guy. I mean, he's one of the tight ends you could always start. And I think this is going to be a bounce back big game for Purdy here. I almost put him higher, but I'm going to keep him at the end of my tier 1 at number 12 now. Number 13, Baker Brown Mayfield. He gets the New Orleans Saints. And here's the tough thing, man. This was a tough ranking for me with Baker, because if you just watched last night's game, Monday Night Football, you saw the Saints are going to give up chunk plays, tons of yards, all that, but they don't give up touchdowns. So I know you have Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. That's a little different than what the Chiefs have with Rashee Rice gone, and you saw Juju kind of pop off. But the Saints are very, very stingy in the red zone versus the quarterback. It's one of the things that kind of worries me here. So if I look at it, the Saints are number 4 versus the QB, only giving up 11 points a game. In the red zone, they only give up 1.3. They rank 2nd versus the QB in the red zone. That's what I'm talking about. So that's the tough part. But they give up 208 yards a game passing. So Baker will hit his plays. It just depends on if they can, convert in the red zone. That's the struggle part here. That's why I dropped Baker lower in this game. And you're going to be at New Orleans. So the Superdome is going to be rocking. Oh, man. Number 14. We're here, guys. Who would have thought this? Danny Dimes is in my top 15 of quarterbacks. It's absolutely crazy to me. I mean, what he just did at Seattle with no Malik Neighbors, with no Devin Singletary, got the win, came out as a solid scoring quarterback. He may be, and I'm okay saying this, a 12-man, 1 QB starting quarterback. And I never thought that would come out of my mouth this season, but you get the Cincinnati Bengals, man. The Cincinnati Bengals just went in a barn burner shootout with the Ravens. Their defense cannot stop anything. They ranked 28th versus the quarterback, giving up 19.6. They ranked 26th in the red zone. They can't stop anything in the red zone. And they give up 220 pass yards a game. This is going to be a Daniel Dimes smash game here. And Malik Neighbors is probably back off concussion too. So Wan'Dale's look great. You even saw a little Theo Johnson. Finally, I can't wait to get to him in my tight end video. I've been pumping him up for a couple weeks now, telling you guys to pay attention. But Danny Dimes, I'm keeping at QB 14, and he's finally into my top 15, and it's mind-blowing. Number 15 is going to be Goffle. Jared Goff gets the Cowboys. Cowboys defense is decimated. They'll probably get Micah Parsons back. We don't know yet, so pay attention to that update. That would really help Jared Goff as well. But when you get the Dallas Cowboys defense here, they rank 20th versus the pass, giving up 18 points to a quarterback per game, 20th in the red zone, and they allow 205 pass yards a game. And Justin Fields kind of woke up late in the game against them. Nothing really happened in the first half, but the Steelers' offense is nothing like the Lions' offense. This is a juggernaut. You got to worry about Gibbs, Monty, then you got to worry about Amon-Ra, J-Mo hitting the deep ball, Laporta across the middle. I think Jared Goff is going to be a very, very safe QB play this week. Number 16, sticking with the game I was just talking about, Justin Fields. So I had him as an absolute smash, like he was going to go over 20 points. He could have, he didn't. I don't know why they're not using him in the running ways that he should be used, how he runs. But you get the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders are going to have no Devontae Adams. They don't know who their quarterback is. Their running game is absolutely terrible. They don't know if it's Zamir White or Alexander Madison or Lave or what they're doing there. Their defense has been atrocious, even with Mad Max, who I absolutely love. They ranked 19th versus the quarterback, giving up 17.5 a game. They ranked 25th in the red zone versus the quarterback, and they give up 220 yards passing. And I think Justin Fields, it looks like he's prepping to be the starter again. That's the update I saw today. So I think he's going to be another smash play here again. The Steelers defense is going to give them so many opportunities offensively that he's going to be a start quarterback this week for me, and he's my number 16. Number 17, I'm running out of breath here going through all these, is going to be Trevor Lawrence. This one's tough. So Trevor Lawrence was my smash play last week. It was an absolute hit. And people were like, why would you start him? He played the Indianapolis Colts last week, man. The Indianapolis Colts are terrible. They're 30th versus the quarterback, 32nd versus the wide receiver, very bad versus the running back. All signs pointed to smash Trevor Lawrence last week. Now, you get the Chicago Bears defense. Now, That's why I have Trevor Lawrence low here. It's going to be a 6:30 game, the London game. Uh, man, you don't start quarterbacks versus the Bears. I mean, he's probably still on some waiver wires if you want to try and snag him tonight. I don't like the matchup though versus the Bears as they start, so don't waste a ton of fab there if you do that. But BTJ is on the scene, guys. He is for real. He is a wide receiver one. I told everybody to trade for him in tons of videos since the season started. Now it's probably too late. He looks electric. Tank Bigsby, we're going to get to him in my running back video. The offense started to click a little bit, but everyone clicks against the Colts. This is going to be a different defense. This is going to be a nightmare game for Trevor Lawrence. It's going to be really, really rough here. But I still have him as my QB 17. QB 18, looks like he's going to play this week is Anthony Richardson, and it's going to be a tough matchup. That's the only reason I have him low as well. The Tennessee Titans defense, guys, is good. They're coming off a bye. They're great versus the wide receiver. They rank 13th versus the quarterback, only giving up 15 points a game. They rank 5th in the red zone, and they give up 141 pass yards a game, guys. 141. That is number one in the NFL at pass yards. That is why I have Anthony Richardson so low. I know he can go superhuman and rush and run people over and possibly get hurt with how he plays. It's crazy. But I have him at 18 just off that. You got the Titans defense fresh off a bye. It's going to be a really rough game for Anthony Richardson this week. Heading down to tier 3, number 19, Geno Smith. I don't know what happened to him versus the New York Giants last week. I was blown away. I mean, that was one of my, I was like, this is going to be a lock win for the Giants. He still put up 22 points. He still passed a ton, but it just wasn't clicking in the run game. And he was even rushing. He even rushed for 70 yards. Old man Geno's crazy. Now you're going to get a matchup here with the 49ers defense on a short week. I don't like Geno versus the Niners. I know Kyler ran all over us, but Kyler's a different breed. He's phased Murray. Geno's older. The Ryan Grubb offense, like I said, if you guys were paying attention to any of my videos, if you followed my channel, yes, the offense looks better. Yes, it's better than last year. But that first 3 games the Seahawks had, those were cakewalks. Now you're running into a real schedule. They get the Niners, Atlanta, Buffalo, the Rams when they're healthy. This is going to be a really, really tough stretch here to find out what the Seahawks are made of. And I don't like Geno Smith versus the Niners, but I'm going to keep my quarterback 19. Quarterback 20 is going to be Derek Carr. Man, what a throw he made last night that got himself hurt with his oblique. Leaning back, 4th down, full blitz from the Chiefs, and he led a beautiful floater bomb, and he just dropped, or didn't drop it, went right through his hands. That was sad to see. But Carr, I mean, the opportunities were there. The Saints just haven't been hitting him. That's the worst part about it. And Olave wasn't even involved, which was crazy. It was kind of like a George Pickens thing with the Steelers where he wasn't involved. I expect them both to get back on track this week. But again, you have to pay attention for updates here. You get the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, this is a good spot to be at for a Saints quarterback. The Bucs rank 31st versus the quarterback, giving them 21.4. They rank 27th in the red zone, and they give up 275 yards passing a game. So if Derek Carr can get out there, this is a smash play for Derek Carr. I just have him lower in the rankings right now again because he's getting the MRI today. This video is being done on Tuesday. So again, I don't have the updates. But if you guys want to drop any questions or in there about it throughout the week, I'll keep up to date on the updates that go on with Derek Carr. Number 21, Deshaun Watson. I don't know what's going on here. It's absolutely terrible. I know that the Browns are invested $9 trillion in a terrible contract with him, and they don't want to pull the plug because it's just going to look bad, but it's time to pull the plug, guys. It's time to let Jameis Winston get out here and let it fly. Deshaun Watson has been absolutely terrible. I mean, his offensive line hasn't been much help either. I got to give him that at least. This is another good matchup. You played the Washington Commanders last week. They were one of the worst, and he did nothing. Now you get the Eagles, who rank 22nd versus the quarterback. They rank 29th in the red zone. They give up 250 pass yards a game. Should be another good Deshaun Watson game here, but he's not playing good. So I cannot put him up higher. I do like the matchup. I like everything on paper is here for a good game, but he's not playing good, man, so I can't do it. Aaron Rodgers coming in at number 22. I mean, head coach is fired. Robert Saleh gone today. Garrett Wilson had his pop game. He was on my smash plays as well. Absolute smash hit there. Garrett Wilson's leading the NFL in targets as well. I mean, depends on who the head coach is. If they let Aaron Rodgers run with this playbook, could be interesting. I think Nathaniel Hackett's on his way out too. From the updates I'm reading today, the Jets are just pulling the plug. Their offense has looked terrible. Breece Hall has been irrelevant. It's been Allen Lazard and Garrett Wilson, which is crazy to me how they're not utilizing a number one pick like Breece Hall in fantasy football. But hopefully these new head coaches can turn it around here and we can get a different look. But as of right now, it is really, really ugly on the Jets front, and their defense is keeping them in games, and it's just not working. Heading down to tier 4, number 23 is going to be Andy the Red Rifle Dalton at home, but you get the Atlanta Falcons defense. And like I said, the Atlanta Falcons defense has been a top playoff team, playing 5 solid teams in a row, ended up 3-2, squeaking some games out, which was huge for their season. But this defense is gelling. I know it was a shootout game that just happened, but it's different this week. You're going to get Andy Dalton. It's going to be a home game. I just think the defense is clicking a lot better. I mean, Andy Dalton could be a nice super flex start QB maybe, but I don't like him as a 1 QB this week. I said to sit him and Deontay Johnson for Chicago last week, which is why I'm afraid of Trevor Lawrence, because Chicago Bears defense is so good. Nailed both those hits, and I just don't see it happening in Atlanta this week. Atlanta does rank bad versus the quarterback, 18.5 points because that shootout last week. But I think the defense is just different. I really like the Falcons defense. They've been through a gauntlet, and it's about to get easier. This one is interesting right here, guys. Will Levis. So we don't know yet if it's even going to be him starting. Could be Mason Rudolph. I think it's going to be Will Levis. I'm almost positive it's going to be. But this is the matchup, guys. This is a sneaky, it's going to be a smash start of mine on my smash start videos that come out later in the week. You get the Indianapolis Colts. You get 30th versus the quarterback, 20 points a game, 32nd in the red zone, 304 passing yards allowed a game. This is a smash Will Levis spot. And you have DeAndre Hopkins, who hasn't even been ramped up. They got the bye week. That's going to help him. That's going to bring him out on the field more. Calvin Ridley out there. You're going to have a big game from Pollard. You're going to have a big game from Spears. The Colts can't stop anything. So if you need a interesting quarterback play in any way, or someone on your wire, this is going to be one of my sneaky starts this week in Will Levis, and I like him a lot this week. I just got to keep him lower because he hasn't done anything yet. Coming in next is Justin Herbert. Man, we're going to talk about this game together here because Bo Nix is next. This is going to be a rough division game. The Broncos defense and the Chargers defense, guys, both ranked top 6, number 6 and number 5 versus the quarterback. Broncos are 6, allowing 12 points. Chargers are 5th, allowing 11 points. Both teams give up 180 yards for Denver and 207 for the Chargers. They're very good pass defenses. The Broncos are 4th in yards allowed, and the Chargers are 5th in yards allowed to the quarterback position. And you have a division game here. And like I said, if you watched, my defense kicker ranking, I like both these defenses in the game. I like both kickers in this game. I think that's what it's going to be. It's going to be one of those grunge 16-13 defensive run battle games. I know the Chargers are coming off a bye. They should be a little healthier, a little more, pep in their step, but it's just been ugly. And the Denver Broncos defense is so good versus the pass. Number 1, Pat Surtain's the lockdown. It's going to be an ugly, ugly game to watch here. Finally, I got him on my board. I've been waiting to get Drake May out here. It looks like, quote unquote, we don't know yet, but the update is that Drake May is going to be starting this week. Now, is it, throwing him to the Wolves going up against Houston? Kind of. But at some point, you got to learn. At some point, you got to get it going here. At some point, they got to get their rookies out there. They got to get Javon Baker out there or get this coaching staff fired. They should have beat Skylar Thompson and the Dolphins, or not Skylar Thompson, Tyler Huntley and the Dolphins last week. Super ugly game. Patriots are all downhill from here. I mean, I'll get to my sell high video about them later. I got something coming for that later in the week. Last but not least, we don't even know who the Raiders starter is. Could be Gardner Minshew, could be AOC, Aiden O'Connell. I don't care. They don't have Devontae Adams. Antonio Pierce in this offense is an absolute shambles. I hate to say it because I liked him coming into the season. Their running game is not working at all. I mean, it's just, you get the Pittsburgh Steelers, guys. I mean, do you even want to start going out there against the Pittsburgh Steelers defense as a Raiders quarterback? I think they just run out Minshew one more game and wait for Aiden O'Connell next game, because this is going to be rough. I mean, look at Dak Prescott. Yeah, he lit him up, but you can't score in the red zone against the Steelers. They are lights out. They rank 7th versus QB, allowing 12 points. They rank 9th in the red zone, allowing 3 points. And they allow 228 pass yards. That's because Dak just lit him up. Before that, it was way lower. So, I mean, dude, Raiders quarterbacks, Raiders franchise, everything Oakland Raiders or Las Vegas Raiders right now is just down in the dumps, guys. That is it for episode 85, guys. My quarterback ranking tiers for week 6. Thanks for rocking with me with the episode here. If you guys are returning again to the channel, thank you guys a ton. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you smash that like, smash that subscription button, turn that bell on. And if you can't make any of my live shows this weekend, I'll be live Thursday through Monday answering questions, shows with different content creators, whatever it is. Drop any questions you have. Does not have to be pertain to this video or anything. If you have any fantasy football questions, I try to answer them all. That is one of my goals as a content creator. The other goal I have is to get all my content out to you by Thursday kickoff, so you can see rankings, stardom, systems, everything like that. So my videos coming will be running back, wide receiver, and tight end rankings, hopefully all today. And then tomorrow will be my stardom, sit guys. And that's it for me, man. I'll catch you guys in the next video. SleezBall out.